Okay, this is the lesson and notes for 3.3. We're going to do the notes actually right in the book, so you don't need your notebook out. But the first thing that we need to do now is to define what literal equations are in your own words. So we're actually just going to do this together. A literal equation is an equation that contains multiple variables. And we can use, usually with these are formulas, and it's actually really helpful. Let me try to write formulas. And it's really helpful to have these because then you can solve for one equation, one variable, or the other variable, and then all you have to do is plug a number in. So for example, to convert between degrees Fahrenheit and degrees Celsius using the literal equation, so this is an example of a literal equation. Notice how it has C in it and it has F in it. We're going to use this to figure out one or the other. So the first one's pretty easy. They tell us the Fahrenheit, so all we're going to do is plug that in for the F and then go through and figure out what this is. So they did 72 minus 32 and got 40 and then used their calculator. 5/9 times by 40 is about 22.2. So then the final thing that you need to write is this answer like this. So with this one, you're going to do the same type of thing. So the degrees Celsius is equal to 5/9. But then instead of F, we're going to put negative 11 right here, minus 32. And then we're going to do this. So negative 11 minus 32, so you're at negative 11, and you go down 32. You're going to have 5/9 times by negative 43. So that's going to get us our Celsius, degrees Celsius. So then you can get out your calculator and do 5/9. So in your calculator, you would type it in, and you don't have to write this part, but how you would type it in is 5 divided by 9 in parentheses times by negative, make sure it's a negative, 43. So this is just a basic calculator, 5 divided by 9 times by negative 43, and we get, so we put the squiggly because it's about equal to negative 23.9. So then our final sentence would be negative 11 degrees Fahrenheit is about equal to negative 23.9 degrees Celsius. You're going to do the same thing on number 3. You can pause the video and work on number 3 on your own. Then when it comes to doing number 4, so now we have degrees Celsius. So what I'm going to do is I want to make this, I'm going to double check here. I want to make this as easy as possible. So we're going to do some work that's going to be useful. So this is going to be our work. We're not going to do it right underneath here. We're going to do some work that's going to be useful for later stuff. So first I'm going to write down the formula. C is equal to 5/9 times by F minus 32. And we're going to solve for F first, which is weird because we don't have any extra numbers in here. We're not plugging anything in yet. What I want, my whole goal, is to get what F equals, because they already know what the Celsius is, so I want to get what the degrees Fahrenheit is. So we want to solve for this. So to do that, we're going to get rid of the 5/9 first and then the minus 32. So to get rid of the 5/9, I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 5/9, which is 9/5, times this side by 9/5. So then I have 9/5 C is equal to F minus 32. I want to get the F alone, so I'm going to add 32, add 32. So that means that 9/5 C plus 32 is equal to F. So right here, now all I have to do is type that in. So I'm going to rewrite it. F is equal to 9/5 C plus 32. And what we're supposed to do on this is put 25 in place of that C. So then F is equal to 9/5 times 25 plus 32. And you can just type that in your calculator. So parentheses 9 divided by 5, close parentheses, another parentheses 25 plus 32, and you'll get the answer. So 9 parentheses, 9 divided by 5, parentheses again, 25, and then plus 32. And we get 77. So that's going to be F is equal to 77 degrees. So we have 25 degrees Celsius is the same thing as 77 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's my final answer for that one. But this equation I can use for the next two problems. So you're just going to plug numbers in for Celsius. So do those next two problems. Okay, to do this next part, we're going to, these are in standard form, and we're going to go to slope-intercept form. We are going to listen to the song, which is going to be in the next video. It's a link to another teacher. And he's going to explain how to do it, and it's going to be a very annoying song, but it's just like everything else, the more annoying, the better. Wasn't that a great song? So what he said to do is we're going to add or subtract the x term. In this case, the x term is 3x. Since it's positive, we're going to minus 3x. And then, so then we'll have negative 5y is equal to negative 3x. Since 25 is positive, I put plus 25. And then, so add or subtract the x term, then divide by the coefficient of y, which is negative 5. So I'm going to divide everything by negative 5. So notice it's this one, this part, and this part by negative 5. So those would divide cancel to be 1. So y is equal to, and then negative divided by negative is positive, and I'm just going to leave it as a fraction, negative 3/5 x. And then 25 divided by negative 5 is negative 5. So this is now in slope-intercept form. So do the same thing on the next ones. Add or subtract the x term, then divide by the coefficient of y. Add or subtract the x term, then divide by the coefficient of y. Let's do number 11 together. So you can do add x. So negative 8y is equal to x plus 96. And then I divide by negative 8, because that's the coefficient of y. So then y is equal to negative 1/8 x, because 8 divided by negative x divided by negative 8 is negative 1/8 x. And then 96 divided by 8 is negative 12. Yeah, negative 12. So there's the slope-intercept form. So if you're in honors, do the rest. If you're in regular, pick any two. The next part is just going backwards from that. So the song, let's go back to the song. What the song said, step 1 is to add or subtract the x term. And then step 2 said divide by the coefficient of y. So we're going to go backwards. We're going to multiply everything by the coefficient of y, which there won't be anything until later. We'll see that. And then we're going to also do this. So let's just look at this. So this is what they did. So they had the equation, and we want the standard form it goes like this, ax plus by equals c. We want the this number, the a and the b, we want those to be integers. In other words, no fractions or decimals. So we go like this. I want the x on that side. So right now it's positive x, and so they minus x, 5x from both sides. And then just double check. Negative 5 is an integer. That would be a 1 right there. That's an integer, and that's 8. So you're done. Same thing with this one. It's going to be very easy. You're just going to move the 4x over, and then you're done. But then when it comes to problems like number 15, actually let's do 18. Number 18. So we're going to move this x part over. So I'm going to subtract 3/4 x from both sides. Then the x goes first, so those would cancel right here. Then we'd have negative 3/4 x plus y equals 10. So I just moved the x part over. But now there's this number that's underneath x, which makes it a fraction. So what I want to do is I'm going to multiply everything here by whatever that number is. So 4 times by that's going to cancel out the 4s. 4 times that's going to give me 4y, and then I have to go all the way over here and times this by 4 as well. So those 4s will cancel out, so I'll have negative 3x. 4 times y is 4y, and then 4 times by 10 is 40. So that is the answer. So you're going to multiply by whatever's on the bottom of the x part. So, yeah, you need to do more of those.